All right, welcome to the Celtics postgame live. Tom Giles, Eddie House. Celtics falling at home to the Phoenix Suns, 106-94. Your final score. And Eddie, they made a run there in the third quarter. It was a one-point game going into the fourth, and then you saw Phoenix really just take control, and the Celtics unable to make the run after that to get back into this one.
Yeah, you climb, you try to get over the hump. It's been a raggedy game for you. It hasn't been one of those clean games. You try to find ways to win. And you battle, and you get close enough, and then you shoot yourself in the foot. You won't win basketball games that way. And, I mean, Phoenix came in. They remember what happened back in Phoenix. They remember exactly what the Celtics did to them. They made it uncomfortable for them tonight. We got threes. We weren't making them. I just feel the way we didn't make enough adjustments on either side of the ball. And you come out with a loss like this. And I'm looking at the bench. I mean, Grant Williams, 21 minutes and 0 points. Brogdon's the only one that gave us anything coming off the bench. So, I mean, you need guys to produce. And, let's not also talk about the fact that Jason Tatum, was non-existent tonight. 3 of 15 from the field, and all 3 of his field goals were 3 of 10 from the line. He ended up with 20 points because he did go to the free throw line. But, he's another guy that you got to look up and say, hey, man, we need a little bit more tonight. And every night guys aren't going to have it. You got to find ways to still win games when you don't have it. Find ways to affect it, not on the negative side. And it is what it is. One of these games, and it goes through as a loss. And, still up there at the top of the NBA, though.
It felt like they're figuring that out in that third quarter, right? Because, I mean, they outscored Phoenix 29-17 that third quarter. But let's get to the fourth quarter. The start of this fourth quarter here, Eddie, and you're watching the Celtics, and they just look a step slow here.
Yeah, everything was they were a step slow. They weren't getting to right there. There was no closeout. Luke Cornett being late, rolled his ankle on that, and got the foul. A tip out. 2 guys around the ball, but Saban Lee gets it and goes, smashes one down. A late rotation right there. Everything seemed like a step late. Right here, another 2 guys going to the ball. Now one's peeling off to try to get back. A late contest is just like no contest. And when it's those nights, you got to find ways to win games, because you have games like this. You have nights like this, and you have to find ways to create energy. You have to find ways to still be able to win basketball games, to do your job. But it wasn't that night tonight. You got to give credit to the Suns. They came out, I think, early on. They had a great game plan. We were switching a lot, right? So when we getting Derek White, what they did, we seen a lot of DeAndre Ayton in the first half. We didn't see so much DeAndre Ayton in the second half, right? We make our second half adjustment, but they went elsewhere. We weren't able to make our adjustment. We continued to jack up threes. We didn't do things. If they wanted to play a slow down game, I think we have a roster where we could play a slow down game, and we have guys that could can win our individual matchups. We just didn't do it tonight, and that's a professional team over there.
Yeah, so again, Phoenix gets the win 106-94. We got Scal joining us now from the Garden. And Scal, your thoughts on this one and how Phoenix kind of just really dictated the pace there, especially in the first half?
Yeah, I really thought that was the problem. Like the Celtics, put it this way. Sometimes you could just be better than the opponent and you could dictate pace, and it's easy. But with Chris Paul, you have to consistently do it. Every time you get a rebound, you have to push the ball. You have to try to speed up the Suns. And to be honest with you, it wasn't necessarily the starters of the Suns. It was the bench guys, and those guys came in. Like, who are these guys? Some of these guys get DMPs, but tonight they were playing. Saban Lee was about to be out of the league. He signed back with the Suns. He had an impact in this game defensively. Wainwright, we talked about him. Played in the NFL, played here. Like, he had an impact on this game. Landell was another guy, came in and played with a ton of energy. So the bench of the Suns played like their NBA lives were on the line, and that was a different. And then the starters of the Suns just carried that momentum.
Not only, Scal, you know this, right? Not only that, let's look. You talk about the bench of the Suns, but also the bench for the Celtics. Besides Malcolm Brogdon, pretty much was non-existent. Now, could it be the fact that when you start talking about the trade rumors that we've been hearing, guys, that's pressure, right? That's pressure that guys are feeling. And could that be a effect that we are seeing from this bench team? Because there's no way you come into a game and don't have, especially if you have days off, you don't come in and don't have any energy. And actually, let's scratch the bench players, right? Because I don't think Jason Tatum set the tone. And we need Jason Tatum to set the tone from the beginning. Well, I think Jaylen Brown had a pretty good game as far as you look up his numbers. He had his 27. He didn't shoot the ball particularly well, 3 for 12. They were 6 of 22 from threes. Again, at that point, when you know the three's not going, you have to switch up your game plan and say, how do we get deuces? We can walk them down. We don't have to try to hit a home run. Let's get a bunch of singles, maybe get a walk here and there. Get a double, get some, and let's just start scoring in that way. And I think that's the one thing that the Celtics fail to do at times. When it's not going great for them, they don't find another way to win at times. Not saying every time, and this was one of those times tonight in my view.
Well, here's the thing that really stood out to me. So the Celtics missed a ton of shots. They shot under 40%. They only got 3 offensive rebounds the entire night, which, like I said, give the Phoenix Suns, they had bigs out there. They were rebounding the basketball. But you would think that you would just trip into a few offensive rebounds, a long rebound, a tip back, something. But we were not hitting the glass. So we were playing hard. We were getting into people's airspace defensively, but we weren't really imposing our will. And I think what you were talking about with post-ups or even at the 15, get Jason Tatum off the elbow, we really didn't do a lot of that. A lot of settling for threes, and then when we did drive the basketball, a lot of fouls by the Phoenix Suns. But to me, it was a lack of energy offensively. I didn't mind the way we played defensively. Offensively, just not good enough. Not good. Not enough edge, not enough energy, not the type of energy you need when you smack a team by 40-something, knowing that they're coming into your building.
All right, Scal, thank you. By the way, nice job on your props tonight, too. Had some good winners in there. Tatum, Brown, the assist. We're going to hear more from Scal coming up. You got the Tommy Award coming up. Eddie, you're laughing here. 106-94, the final score. He wanted to respond to that. He was liking that. He's going to let us know. He did well on his props tonight.